Hi guys, this week I want to make something called a third hand. Now I can't take any credit for this at all because it actually came up on my YouTube feed a couple of weeks ago. It's not something I've seen before, I'll be perfectly honest. Maybe I don't watch enough TV or something, I don't know. But it's a handy little tool for welding, for basically holding stuff where you can't use magnet or a magnet won't work well. So to do that, I've got a bit of an old, trampoline, and I got a bit of an old weights bench or something. I can't remember where they both came from, and we're hopefully going to chop them up and weld them back together in a slightly different shape, and it'll be a really handy tool for doing welding stuff. So it can't take any credit for this at all because it came up on my YouTube feed. The guys who did it was a channel called Weld.com. I assume it might be a website as well, I don't know. And those guys have got the proper machine shop with laser cutting tools and all the good stuff you need for doing good welding projects. Me, I'm just a bloke in a garage with bits of scrap pipe. We're going to make something cool. The reason I chose these bits of bar is basically because they've got 90-degree bends in them already, so I say I've not got a pipe bender and it saves me making it. So today I'm going to work on the round bar one. I don't think I need two of these items, and that's a bit on the chunky side. What I need for now anyway, so let's get rid of that. And I've marked on here a 50cm line or half-metre line from the corner. That's 50 centimetres to there, and we're looking at a vaguely 2-to-1 ratio on length, so this one here is going to come down to about 25 centimetres, so you're going to extend it there with the pointer. I've got these two pieces of bar, they're just bits of old scaffolding pipe that have been chopped off and I saved. So the first one I'm going to use as a weight, so just by chance slides on there quite nicely. So I'm just going to tack it in place, nothing special, and that will basically give me a bit of weight so it holds down what I'm wanting to hold with it. And the second piece will be attached as a T-piece in the bottom, basically as a foot, and that'll stop the hand from twisting when it's on the ground, something like that. You don't have to, but I'm going to attempt to notch this pipe to make it fit onto this pipe vaguely neatly. I say I'm not going to great length, so I just want to do it by eye, but it'd be nice to make it fit on there in a nice way. As I say, you could just weld on if you wanted to. So what we need to do is basically measure the diameter of the pipe I'm going to be attaching to, which is 50mm, so we want a third of that diameter as a general rule. And come to our pipe. Now I've marked the top line, which is this one here, and that's on the top of my piece. And then from that, say just by eye, I've not gone to special lengths, I've marked side ones as well. And then we want to take a third of that 50mm, measure it on here, a third of 50 being 16 and a bit, technical, so about there. I'll flip it around to the other side. $16 and a bit. And then we're just going to draw from that point down to the edge of what we can see on the pipe. Yeah, your hand as you draw it kind of automatically doesn't do a straight line because of the curve of the pipe, so it gives you kind of a round shape. And so if you want to know, watch a video channel that specialises in this, if you go to the fabrication series, and there's a guy in there, doesn't use a tube notcher, he just uses hand tools like a grinder and a pen. And the stuff he puts together is absolutely fantastic, well worth checking out and learning how to do this. I say this is literally rough as it comes. So if I was to put that on there, it's vaguely the same shape, and say what you can do if you want to is just draw it out, draw around your pipe, and that might give you a slightly more accurate curve. But you'll see that what I've drawn is basically the same shape as the pipe. It's very, very similar, with a small amount of grinding. So it's not perfect, but it's good enough for today. I've cut a plate for the end. I've managed to drill the hole completely not in the centre. I didn't have a hole saw unfortunately, so I had to just cut it out of a piece of sheet. But we're going to be welding that on the end there. I've decided to add a little loop onto the back of the third hand there. Now it might come in handy for hanging it on something when I'm not using it, but the theory is it's a little loop to attach the earth clamp from the welder to. So if I'm welding on something that I can't get an easy earth on, in theory the third hand could become the earth for it. I don't know if that'll work, I've not seen it done before, but I'm going to give it a try all the same. I've left plenty of length on the spike so that should I need to extend it out and make it longer, it can be. So I'm going to wind it all in. Only going to need a couple of inches on there really, I think. There we go. I'll lock the nut. There we are, good to go. 1/3 hand. Alright, let's give it a try, see if it works. Right, I'm going to clip my earth to my little loop. Now, if you were doing this with obviously these bits, you'd probably just use a magnet. That's what most people would do. Occasionally you do things that you can't get magnets in easily and stuff. So this is kind of where the third hand comes in. In theory, hey, awesome! That works really well. Now, the only thing I'm not sure about is whether the earth will actually work through that little fine point or cause issues. I've not cleaned up the piece, so it may not weld very well. Let's give it a try. Awesome! That works really well. The slightly sticky pecker. That works really well. Very, very happy with that. I finished my welder's third hand and I'm really impressed. It's a really handy little tool that seems to work really well. And it didn't take long to make at all. There's nothing to it. It's really basic stuff. The only problem is, it needs a more catchy name. What? I've got a bad sense of humour.